Hey guys, it's Ollie here, and I just wanted to shoot this quick video to answer a question I received earlier on today. So I was talking to a girl who's actually coming to our event at Cheltenham Racecourse on December the 8th, and she's at university right now. She's studying psychology, and she posed a really good question this morning that kind of made me think, well, I better shoot this video because I would have thought most people have this same issue. And she was talking about how last night at dinner she was talking to her parents about the event that she was coming to, and how she wants to kind of keep awareness and options open with things to do with financials, and all things related to business and traveling the world and all the things she wants to do. And she spoke about us and kind of the things that we were going to be talking about, and the parents were really skeptical. It was kind of like a bit of a shock to me because it brought me back to 5 years ago, how, when my parents heard when I was first going to be starting my business, the kind of shock that was written on their faces at the time, and, how going against getting a safe job and getting a property with a mortgage on it, and putting money into your pension, build yourself up, all of those things came along, and it just reminded me about kind of, going back to that phase, what it felt like to be in that situation. And I think it's really important because, as our parents give us advice, we always take it on board. We have done since we were tiny. We're conditioned that way. We're conditioned to get all of our information from our parents and even teachers and relatives. It's all very important that we've got to keep an awareness of this. And the awareness really is to stay open to the ideas, stay open to, different ways of living. If you want to earn like a six-figure job, even, if you want to have a six-figure job, you want to travel the world, and you want to drive a nice car, you can't be taking advice from someone who drives a Fiat Punto, who has one family holiday a year to Spain, and is the receptionist at a dentist. It's as much as you love your parents or you love your auntie or you love your granny, them giving you advice isn't going to be helping you on your way to your goal. If you really want to learn how to live your dream lifestyle, you've got to be taking advice from people who, first of all, know what they're talking about, second of all, have done it themselves, and third of all, they have an awareness to the other options. Don't get me wrong, when I talk to my family who have normal jobs and normal careers, they live pretty normal lives, maybe take 1 or 2 holidays a year, drive a decently nice car. They want to give advice. They want to give us advice on different kinds of things, and I'm open to it. But being open doesn't mean I would take that on board. I may take fractions of it on board, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to be taking business advice, it's going to be from someone who has already done what I want to achieve. And that's why I think it's really important for these kind of events that we're running, because if I go and get, let's take, for example, mortgage advice from a Barclays mortgage advisor, where's the conflict of interest? The conflict of interest is that guy or girl is going to be getting a commission for me signing up for a mortgage with Barclays over 35 years. So his conflict of interest is that he's got to put food on the table for his kids. So he wants to make a sale. He wants to get, somebody to buy into a mortgage and take on debt. So getting advice from that person on whether buying a house is right for them or getting a mortgage on a house is right for them is just plain stupid. I'm sure you can agree with that. Getting advice on science and astrophysics from a receptionist of a dentist, you wouldn't do it, would you? So why on earth do we take advice from people where the conflict of interest is, in relation to their own income or their own better needs? And I think this is where you've got to kind of clear the ice on what you're looking to achieve. This is why it's important to understand why you want to achieve what you want to achieve, because unless you understand what you want first, and then go out there and find the right information, you're going to be kind of looking for the information and getting swayed and just ending up not taking action on anything because you've got no idea what the information or how trustworthy the source is. So that's why it's important. And I make that kind of example from a Barclays. I'm just saying Barclays, you can apply at any banks. But I'm making that example because I realize how many people take advice or wrong advice from people whose conflicts of interest are against giving you the best perspective and the best journey for yourself. And that's why it's really important to take advice from people who have open perspectives. You know, they have no conflict of interest. When I give advice to my coaching students, it's not in my best interest to sell them a mortgage. It's not in my best interest to sell them a credit card. It's not in my best interest to tell them to go and buy something or build a business that's in a specific niche. It's just advice. You know, this is what I've done. This is the kind of things that I do. And this is what I think would be best in the situation that you're in right now. And that advice is probably like gold nowadays. You know, trying to find advice and opinions and recommendations on the internet and across the world is really, really hard at the moment because there's so much conflict of interest. So the moral is just be aware. The advice I gave back to this girl is, you know, be aware of the fact that your parents really do care for you. It's just in their best interest to keep you safe. They want you to be successful. It's not they don't want you to be successful. They just don't want you to get hurt in the process. And yeah, the moral is keep an open mind, stay aware to everything, keep your options open, and be aware that the fact there is so much opportunity out there. And if you choose to keep a closed mindset, you'll never learn about it. So better to learn about it and then weigh up all your options. But yeah, I hope this video has helped, guys, and I'll try to keep it as short as possible. But have a good rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.